second experiment. And with this one, I'll kind of pass it around because I probably will have enough to show everyone. But with this one, we're just going to be testing for starch in food. And does anyone know what starch is? Yeah, starch. Okay. Anyone want to try? Take a guess. Corn? Not quite cornstarch. Well, cornstarch is an example, but you know what starch does for the body? You know what happens when you eat starch? No? Yeah, that's right. You get energy because starch is one of the nutrients. It's a complex form of one of the nutrients which you need for your body, which is carbohydrates or simple sugars. And so with food, it's important that you have at least a little bit of starch in your food so you can have energy to run around and do all the fun things you like to do, play, jump, whatever it is you like to do. And so one of the ways they test for starch in the lab is to use a solution called iodine. And what that does is it changes color once we add starch. And so we're going to get to see a little bit of that. We'll test different foods that do have starch in them and see what happens when you do add those to iodine. Can anyone take, we've heard a couple of examples of foods that contain starch, but any more guess at simpler examples of foods that might contain starch? Okay. Yes. What does? Not quite sure. Not quite sure. Well, specifically for food items, for the purpose of figuring out how to test for starch, you need to be able to know examples of items that do contain starch. Anyone want to take a guess for what contains starch? Carbohydrates? Sure. Can you take a guess? Potatoes? Yeah, that's a good example. Any other examples? Corn? A little bit. Not very much, but yeah. Anything else? There's a bunch of pretty simple foods we have
Rice.
today. What was that?
Rice.
Rice? Yeah, that's a good example. Rice. Rice is a good example. Yams, a good example. One more example. Anyone? Yeah, cereal. Yeah, cereal does contain starch. Okay, so, what did you say? Peanut butter? Not really, not really. Bread, yeah, that's another good example. Yep. Pasta, yeah. Beans, not so much. Yeah, but they do contain starch. So starch and carbohydrates are essentially the same thing. Starch is an example of a carbohydrate. Right. No, mayonnaise. Anyway, we're gonna test it. It's a pretty simple experiment. You take a bunch of these foods and you put a couple drops of iodine. Chicken a little bit, not so much. Alright. Okay. So I'm gonna cut up some of the bananas I have left, and I have a couple grains of rice and some crumbs of bread, and we'll see what that looks like. I'll just pass it around. So we're just going to pass around a couple of items, and I'll come around with some iodine to test them. And before I test them, you'll take a guess and tell me if you think it's going to have a lot of starch or not. up and have one for each table. Table. So this is your table. Your table. Here's one for this table. So we've got a couple of breadcrumbs, some grains of rice, and banana slices. Then it comes to each table, and we'll test. These have starch in them. Anyone want to take a guess at which of these have starch in them? We've got some banana slices, grains of rice. Yeah, kind of getting the answer way already. What about banana? Anyone think they have much starch? Table. Take a guess as to which of these you think will contain a lot of starch. Okay, rice. Right, okay. What about the banana? Okay. No, it's different. Yeah. Okay. Let's start with banana. Finally, this table. Okay. We'll take a guess. Which of these do you think will have more starch in them? Bread? Okay. What else? So just bread? Bread and rice. Okay. Let's test it. Yes, we'll see. Breadcrumbs. And with grains of rice.
Bread and the rice. You okay?
All right.
Are you okay?
Okay, so what did we see with the bananas and the breadcrumbs and the grains of rice?
Is it?
Anyone want to tell me what they saw? Okay.
I don't want to do it. I don't know. Creating sanctuary. I started, yeah.
Yep. Right. One black, okay. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay, good answer, good answer. Anyone else have a different answer? He says the bread had the most starch. Anyone think differently? No? Okay, so that is the right answer. The bread and the rice do have, like I said earlier, have quite a bit of starch, and so they turn black, and that's what happens when iodine reacts with starch. Iodine is normally a brownish color, as you can see when we first put the drops on them, but it starts to turn black whenever it reacts with starch. And usually, if food contains a lot of starch, it's going to turn black immediately. If it doesn't have as much starch, it'll take quite a while for it to turn black. Actually, bananas do have a little bit of starch, and so they might have turned black by now, but at first, they probably did not turn pretty black, and so that is an example of testing for starch in different kinds of foods. For the health professions that some of you might be interested in, you will most likely work with people who have to manage their diet or won't be able to eat certain kinds of foods because of certain diseases or conditions they have. And this is how we test for these kinds of things in the lab, to be able to tell what foods to eat, what foods not to eat. That's what the dietitians would look at to be able to help a person manage their diet, eat good food, and eat healthy. So that was just a little demonstration of that. And we're going to go back to the DNA extraction. You should have enough by now to be able to see when we get the reaction complete. So I'm just going to pour the contents of the bag into this little funnel I made with the cup. It's going to filter out now. It might take a while, so I don't know if so this is going to filter out while you guys take your break, and by the time we get back, you should have enough to see the DNA.
So we're going to take a quick break. So those of you who are joining online, you're going to see a screen that says explore, enjoy, venture, and so forth. That means we're going to take a quick break. You can stretch, go use the restroom, and then we're going to come back. Those who are in person, there'll be something for you to eat based on your selection, and then we'll see, as you're eating, the filtration process for the DNA, and then transition to our film screening, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to release by tables. So, table 1, you will go, no. Table 2. You're free to go. And then table 3, you're free to go. Please cue the music.
How are you? Good. Oh, good. I didn't know you were being a doctor. I'm sorry, I was on a work meeting at the time.
Yeah, you don't show. That's good. Good job. Ha, this is good though. Their fruits are all labeled with leaves.
Yeah, because they all have different selection.
Oh, really?
I don't hear it.
Let them come now.
It's okay, you can switch it back. I'm not hearing it come through.
Let me tell you their food is ready.
Okay. Guys, no food is Can you show me what you did?
That's why I sit down quietly. Come on. Oh, you can't stay on the line.
Line up,
Line up, line up.
line up.
Line up. That's what come in line up.
I think you need to left the video back. Okay, and the left video.
Stella, where are you going? Stella, come back. Okay.
For some reason, I thought this is.
Oh, wait, there's a line.
Lovely. Come on. If you get your name, you come and get your food and come. Jenny. Jenny, where are you?
Yes, Auntie.
Zoe.
Leora. Jahari.
Stella. Ethan.
It's not outside.
MJ.
Mabel.
Come on, sit down. If you take your food, go and sit down. Benjamin.
Eugene.
Come here, Brian. Cameron. Where are you going to sit? You guys go and sit on your chair. Come here. Come here. Hey, all of you, come here. Go sit down. You guys sit on your chair, okay? Stella. Faith. Zoe.
They called you.
Faith.
Eden.
You guys sit on your chairs, okay? Come this one, don't go that way, please, okay? Let me look for one for you, okay? My dear, I'm not going to ask you what do I help them with. I think they are back there. They are making